Laser guns are coming to the US military. Enemy drone attack threats are a key part of the inspiration for newer kinds of laser weapons because they can incinerate drones without generating large amounts of explosive fragmentation. Moreover, newer lasers can scale attacks to align with the target and desired combat effect and, perhaps most of all, travel at the speed of light to destroy drones quickly, ideally before they are able to strike. Attacking drone swarms may be approaching for attack so quickly that kinetic responses such as interceptor missile fire control systems may be challenged in certain respects, depending upon the extent of artificial intelligence, AI, enabled target recognition technology and computer automation. The question of scaling lasers to optimize power input for counter-drone strikes is addressed in a recent essay from May of last year called Testing the Efficiency of Laser Technology to Destroy Rogue Drones, in the Security and Defense Quarterly from War Studies University. The essay describes innovative experimental methods of incorporating a laser module and groups of optical lenses to focus the power in one point to carbonize any target. Specifically, the research paper explained, a laser lens was adjusted to zero in or focus upon particular distant objects. We measured the necessary time to burn acrylic plastic, wood, and hard carton from a distance of 55 meters. It was noticed that the laser efficiency is proportional to the laser power and time the cannon is turned on, the essay writes. In a discussion with the National Interest, Army Futures Command Commander General John Murray made the point that pre-programmed or autonomous drones do indeed potentially present a uniquely difficult, first-of-its-kind defensive predicament which requires tailorable solutions. Perhaps AI-enabled defenses can help discern key specifics related to an incoming drone threat and help determine the optimal countermeasure, which may in many cases be lasers. When you have little drones operating in different patterns and formations, all talking to each other and staying in sync with one another, imagine that with the ability to create lethal effects on the battlefield. There is no human who will be able to keep up with that, Murray told the National Interest in an interview. AI-capable drone defenses can already gather, pool, organize and analyze an otherwise disconnected array of threat variables, compare them against one another in relation to what kinds of defense responses might be optimal and make analytical determinations in a matter of milliseconds. As part of this, AI-empowered algorithms can analyze a host of details such as weapons range, atmospheric conditions, geographical factors, and point-of-impact calculations all in close relation to one another as part of an integrated picture, examine and compare what has worked in specific previous circumstances and scenarios to determine the best defensive response. Added power to a laser weapon includes the ability to decrease processing time for any kind of kill chain or sensor-to-shooter cycle. While elements of this process can be shortened through the use of AI-empowered computers and automation, doubling the power output from 10 kilowatts would likely reduce the kill time from approximately 5 seconds to 2 to 3 seconds, Evan Hunt, Director of Business Development for High-Energy Lasers and CUAS, Raytheon, told the National Interest in an interview. The laser is a solution with high efficiency that can ruin or intercept autonomously programmed drones, as this cannot be achieved in the same way by the RF jammer or any other solutions, the War Studies University essay explains. There are a number of current, high-profile laser weapons development efforts underway, including Air Force initiatives to fire lasers from stealth fighter jets, Navy integration of large, powerful lasers onto destroyers, and even Missile Defense Agency work on power scaling sufficient to use lasers for ballistic missile defense. Nonetheless, one thing Murray stressed was that, while lasers can offer lower cost, scalable and highly efficient weapons systems, they can experience what's called beam attenuation and weaken in certain weather conditions. One thing about lasers is they are never going to be the sole solution, because of atmospheric weather, so you are always going to have some mix of gun, missile, and lasers, I think, Murray explained. Lasers to change combat. When the Navy is ready to deploy a new 60-kilowatt ship-fired laser weapon from a destroyer later this year, maritime attack strategy and tactics will enter new dimensions of massive warfare on the open seas. Later this year, the Navy reports, the emerging high-energy laser with optical dazzler and surveillance, Helios, will arm an Arleigh Burke Flight 2A DDG-51 destroyer, following additional land and ocean testing and assessments. This means that Navy destroyers will operate with the ability to incinerate enemy drones with great precision at the speed of light, stunning, burning, or simply disabling them. Not only are lasers quiet, low-cost, scalable and precise, but perhaps of even greater significance, they fire at the speed of light. Pure speed, when it comes to ocean warfare, is increasing vital as new technologies enter the sphere of naval warfare, greatly changing the tactical equation. Modern maritime warfare, as described in the U.S. Navy's just-released CNO NAVPLAN strategy document, is becoming increasingly dispersed, networked and driven by new levels of AI-enabled autonomy. Ubiquitous and persistent sensors, advanced battle networks, and weapons of increasing range and speed have driven us to a more dispersed type of fight. Keeping ahead of our competitors requires us to rapidly field state-of-the-art systems. Speed matters, Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Michael Gilday writes in the just-released CNO NAVPLAN. How might ship-fired laser weapons change tactical dynamics and strategies when it comes to maritime warfare? Instead of using expensive interceptor missiles fired from U.S. Navy destroyer vertical launch systems, commanders will now have the option to merely stun or disable a target without completely destroying or exploding it. Reducing explosive effects, such as those likely generated by SM-2 or SM-6 interceptor weapons, can lower the risk of causing civilian casualties with bomb debris or fragmentation should a scenario unfold in a highly trafficked ocean environment. Lasers such as Helios also bring a substantial optical component, meaning they can act as a sensor to track targets and help with necessary surveillance missions. Lasers could also in some instances enable surface warships to close in more fully upon enemy positions, given that deck-mounted guns could be supplemented by laser weapons attacking at the speed of light and engineered to pinpoint narrow target areas with precision guidance technology. Helios is designed to be compatible with the ships and integrate seamlessly into ships, cooling systems, and power systems. There is operational hardware that integrates into the ship hardware, John Rambo, Vice President and General Manager, Lockheed Martin Rotary and Mission Systems and Integrated Warfare Systems and Sensors, told Warrior in an interview.